So let's jump into quickly into safety, right?
Okay.
Here's my gripe with the Lyft app, and this is, by the way, not just Lyft. This is about the rideshare, world in general. Okay.
Yep.
I'm a passenger, by the way, on both platforms as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm ordering a trip as a passenger, I know everything about my driver except his underwear color, probably. I know how many trips he's done, how long he's been on the platform, what kind of car he drives, his picture, bless you, his picture. I know everything, right? Model and make of the car, right? So to me, I think it would make great sense for Lyft, actually, for driver security, because it's not a day goes by that we don't hear a carjacking, killing, this, shooting. And you know what? Numbers may be 0.00003. However, one is too many, right? And to us, as driver community, I think it makes great sense in the most selfie-happy society on the planet for the passenger to upload maybe a verified government ID. Because when I did my 200 trips, I had 4 fake names already. I don't feel like picking somebody up 3 a.m. that's named Killer. They may be cute to them, not cute to me, right? So let's talk a little bit about this issue. And I think it's so easily done. You have the system already, because you ask me for verification taking a selfie. Why can't you just ask the passenger to do the same?
Yeah, I got them. So I'll zoom out for a second, and then I'll get specifically to where you are. So first thing is, you're absolutely right. Any incident is one incident too many. And the percentages are low, but it doesn't matter to the people that it happens to. So I completely get that. Number one. Number two, on safety, huge amount of focus inside. I'm going to spend a second before I get to specifically your suggestion, but, and it's everything from, we just launched in preview mode, 2 things actually, the new ADT driver feature that allows you to activate your screen cam, your cell phone, and use that as an online sort of streaming device, so the ADT can see what's going on in your car if you're concerned. Of course, the Women Plus Connect product, we just launched. I know you know all about it. I heard you talk about it a couple of weeks ago. It's not, we didn't design it specifically just for safety, but we certainly designed it recognizing that women in particular can feel less than safe in a car when it's driven by a man, and vice versa. A woman driver, often feels more comfortable with a woman passenger, particularly late at night. So very, very focused on making sure that we do things for safety. Now,
what would the opposition be for the passengers? All passengers, get rid of fake names. First of all, if you have a fake name, you shouldn't be on this platform. Period. And this has been going on for a decade. What's the pushback on Lyft's end as far as? I mean, I understand the passenger. Look, without the passenger, there's no driver. Without the driver, there's no passenger, vice versa, and there's no Lyft. So my concern is that, in fact, today we had news that Mr. Levin, who was actually massacred in Florida, and on his last trip, he was on a Lyft ride, and now the prosecutors allegedly are saying that his sister ordered the trip for this guy to get in the car. Right. My concern is, why are both rideshare companies so opposed to having a confirmation? We're not asking for a background check, right? We're just asking for an upload a verifiable ID, and then we know who you are, you know who I am, because you know everything about me, but I don't know anything about you.
Yeah. I totally get it. There's no opposition here. It's just so that's one of those. I'm going to just say, stay tuned.
Okay, so all right. So this is near and dear to my heart, because as a as a graduate of the Lyft cancellation rehab school, I'm guilty as charged. Okay, I'm telling you, this is happening.
Yeah,
these unjust deactivations, right? So I have, Miss David, please just save me, please. I've become Lyft support now. I get 12, 15 emails every week.
Yeah,
Serge, I got deactivated. I go, what did you do? I go, I didn't do anything. I canceled a few trips. I'm not like, they shouldn't be deactivating for that. Are you sure? Did you not do something against the TOS? Okay, we put a video of a very popular video on our channel of a Lyft driver who got deactivated 8 times. 8. Thank God to his dash cam footage, he was put back on, reinstated after a few weeks, of course, losing money every time, because there are unscrupulous passengers out there. There are, just like that, there are bad apples in the driver community. All good. They should be booted off.
Yep.
However, these passengers, this guy was literally deactivated 8 times for unaccompanied minor situation, for maybe without a car seat, and the passenger goes, "Oh, the guy was racist. Oh, the guy was under the influence," and there goes Lyft. Shoot first, ask questions later. Boom, you're out of there. Why? This should be a better system.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to get fired by AI bots. You know what I mean? So, like, you guys got to fix this. This has been going on for too long, and a lot of people are losing their livelihoods. So
okay. So again, so let me respond to that, because I think this is also it's a real issue. Maybe there's some CEOs who come on and say, "Oh, no, you're full of baloney," but no, this is a real issue. Okay, so let me talk about a couple of things. First thing is, and this was something that I actually did in my first week, is I said, you know what, it's really time for us to focus on what's going on with deactivation. So let me tell you what's happened since. A couple of things. First of all, our customer support group has hired new people. So we have a group of people who have been just hired over the last couple of months to attend entirely to deactivations. Let me tell you about these people. These people are 100% what we call first party, so in-house employees. So, every company, ours included, outsources some customer service and does other customer service in-house. So every person on the deactivation team is now, I say every person, what I really should say is all of the new people are all in-house, and that's the direction we're going for deactivations, is in-house. Number two, what have been the results? So the results are that right now, so that what happens with a deactivation is there's some instigating event, right? There's some internal review to decide whether or not a person should be deactivated. You can argue about the quality of that, whatever, but that happens. Then there's a sort of, let's call it a preliminary deactivation. And then typically we'll either say this is right or this is wrong. Sometimes we make a mistake, or sometimes you write in or somebody writes in and says, whatever it is. Okay. So that last piece is particularly important. Well, both are important. So another thing we've done is we're now being much more transparent, there's that word again, about why you might be deactivated. And by the way, I'll give you my own example, funnily enough. So because I'm not immune to this myself. In my case, it was insurance documentation. So, but rather than getting a last minute thing saying your car insurance about to expire, I got something 30 days ahead, then 20 days ahead, then 10 days ahead. By the way, I just did it myself. I just re-uploaded my insurance doc, and it was instantaneous. I literally took a screenshot, it went up, it was easy. So that process worked, and we're going to continue to make that work. Let's call those justifiable, but the more transparency we can give, the better, because we don't want you not driving. That doesn't make any sense. Now, on what happens when you get deactivated, we have already, since I've started, so in April, we've decreased the amount of time by 19%. And our goal, our turnaround time, right? So from the time we start the deactivation, from the time you get a note saying you're deactivated, the time you're either reactivated or you get some additional free, 19%. And our goal is to make sure that happens always within 1 to 2 days, always. So all I can say here is it's going to be a process. It's a journey, right? Because as you say, there are some bad actors. Oh, and then the last thing I'll say is, and I'll again agree with you, I think we as a company have been a little too fast to default to the rider is always right, and too slow to default to the driver has something to say here. And particularly for some of our drivers who've driven us for the longest time, the platinum level folks, all the rest, they deserve a benefit of the doubt as well. Doesn't mean there aren't some bad actors there too, but we shouldn't ignore all the data we have about people who've been driving us for years. So I'm not trying to say like the world is perfect or that we're going to solve every problem, but I will say this is an area where we really made progress already, and we're just getting started.
Okay, I get all that, but in the US we have a saying, right? As you know, I'm sure, is innocent until proven guilty. And this system on both rideshare platforms is horrible when it comes to unjust deactivations. And I'm wondering if Lyft and your competitor kicks boots these people off the platform as well, the ones that are just unscrupulous and just put in something to get the driver fired, right? Play with their livelihood. I'm not even sure if the passenger knows that this driver is about to get booted. Why am I right? They don't even understand. And so if you're going to boot the drivers, I think you should also boot those people who are committing fraud, basically, and talking about drivers without doing anything wrong. So last subject. Sorry,
go ahead. On that super fast, Sergio. We do take action against riders too. Obviously we don't like to. We don't like to take action against drivers or riders, but for sure we do. And I also do agree with you. I think there are riders who are doing stuff. Look, people have bad days, whatever, and they actually don't recognize the consequences of some of the things they're doing. So it's a whole area of focus. I just, again, I'm not trying to be overly nice to you. We're not going to be perfect, but this is an area where we feel very strongly that we have done better and we are doing better and we will do better.
Yeah, you know what? All these things, they may not be familiar to you because you're the CEO. I mean, you don't know all these details. However, you have departments, which I'm sure all their heads are watching right now. So whoever your people are, I'm here. You guys know my email address.
That's right.
I'm tired of playing Lyft support. Honest to God, I'm not even getting paid for this, David.
I got
Come
it.
on.
I got it. No, let us.
Come on.
We'll do better with
That's
support.
all I have.
I got it. I totally got it.
All right.
Listen, I know
So
we only have
last
about 2
subject.
minutes left. What else is on your mind?
Okay, 2 minutes on this, and then you can close.
Sure.
Have you had the pleasure of chatting with Lyft support yourself while you were doing trips in Napa Valley?
I have not had the pleasure. Well,
No?
yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no.
I'm being
So,
deceived.
no, I understand your point. Look, believe me. So our head of, here's something that you should know, which is actually really important for you to know. Our head of we call it customer care, is fantastic. Now, I know you're thinking, how is that possible? Because I have all this, I get it. And you think we use chatbots. We actually don't use chatbots. You know what's so sad about it? We're not even using chatbots. It's just that sometimes when we say that, what's really happening is some of our third-party partners are using scripts. And here's a little inside baseball stuff that you should know. Like some of the third-party partners were chosen years and years ago. We're now reevaluating how we work with them.
Yeah.
Some of them work in countries where where Lyft doesn't operate. And so it makes them very difficult to even understand the question, which is why sometimes you get responses that make you think, does this person really understand the question? So again, we have some great customer support folks. We have some people who are not so great, but our head, and she's relatively new at the job, she took over around the same time I did, is fantastic. And you will see improvements. I hope you've already seen some, but you will see improvements.
No, I haven't seen any because I did 200 trips. I had like 4 issues with cancellation fees. But here's the deal, David. Here's okay. The script is put in front of these people in third countries by you or by somebody at Lyft, right? The script to me again, personally speaking, is just set up to reject and deny.
Yep.
Because look, you know how debilitating it is after driving a 10-hour shift. I have to go chase my $2 lousy cancellation fee for 45 minutes. And I know, okay, you said it's not a chatbot. All they do is deny. So now I'm pissed off, okay? I'm going to go to Uber now. I'm not going to drive for you tomorrow, right? Yep. 1, 2, in those 45 minutes that I spent chasing my money, justifiably so, I could have done more trips, made more money myself, made more. So efficiency, talk about lack of efficiency, right? And lastly, when it comes to this support issue, this is an easy thing to fix. Change your script, make it more friendly. Because honestly, I go to, and one thing you guys did right. I have to bring this up. This is not all negative. There are great things that are happening at Lyft.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
There are great things that happen at Lyft. The first thing that you did that I was like, wow, is the switcheroo. No more switcheroo when in the middle of a trip. Unfortunately, that switcheroo is happening on the support side. So like I'll be talking to one agent and then agent closes the chat and the new one comes on and he had nothing to do. I have no idea what I'm saying. I have to redo the whole thing, like at least end the switcheroo with the agent. One agent, one ticket, finish the ticket, go to the next one. That's our opinion.
Here's all I want to say on this. I hear you on it. And all I want to say is, invite me back in a year, and if I can come out, I know a year sounds like a long time, but these things take a while to kind of work through the system. We're on it. We're on it. It's frustrating. By the way, it doesn't help us either. It doesn't. It's not like we're saving money by having you have to say the same problem 5 different times for a $2 refund. It's insane. So look, this is an area where we're actually 100% aligned. We will do better, and we've got the right leadership in place.
Let me go to work, like those 45 minutes, and you know what it is? It's frustrating. I drove 10 hours. I'm tired. My back hurts. I have to deal with this person who's denying me constantly.
No, it's the worst. Not only is it bad for you, it's bad for us. I want you back on the road picking up riders. I get it. I understand.
Exactly. So we got 2 minutes left. So here's I personally think we're building a great community here, all inclusive. Our voices are getting louder. We're building and they're coming. So first of all, before you finish, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up. I really do. Okay. It's not a complaint show. What it is, these are realities that's been around for the last decade. This is an aged industry now. I mean, we're not in the first 2 years of the rideshare world, right? And after a decade, these 4 topics, they've been the same issues 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and it's still the same. I think if we work together, build bridges, and I'm willing to work for free for you, just be the liaison between the driver community and somebody at Lyft, right? That I can voice these frustrations, and then you guys can fix things. That way, you'll have all the drivers you want, happy-go-lucky. The other company that's going to still do what they do is just going to go, where are my drivers going? Yeah, we're all working for Lyft now, right?
Where'd everyone go?
Yeah, where'd they go? Well, yeah, they fixed support, they fixed, deactivations, but you're still doing the same thing. So I'll give you the floor in the last 2 minutes. Give us some good news that's coming up at Lyft.
Well, let me first respond to you, and then I'll talk a little bit about the future. First of all, look, I hear you on deactivations. I for sure. I hear you on customer support for sure. I hear you on transparency and being clear on that, and I hear you on pay. And those are 4 areas that we are working on. Again, it's a process, but one of the things that I say internally is we talk about being customer obsessed. And remember, I consider our drivers customers just like our riders. The first most important thing about customer obsession is you have to listen. And so I appreciate your clarity with which you are just speaking. And then the other thing and here I'll talk a little bit about myself for just 30 seconds. I do drive for Lyft. I do. I'm going to drive again Friday morning. And part of the reason is because as much data as I can get, some of it third party through other people telling me, and some of it first party through my own lived experience, it will make a difference. And so, hold me to it, hold me accountable. And in 6 months, 12 months, let us know how we're doing.
6 months. Okay, because we love your wonderful smile, and my mustache is going to get too old in a year. So here,
we'll check it in 6. I got it.
I've read every tweet back and forth we did, and one that I read that hit me, and I will never forget that the rest of my life, which was, I'm not out here for the earnings, I'm out here for the learnings. Yeah. And I wish you the best, and get the ship straightened up. The drivers are willing to work, but just change the conditions a little bit. And pay is too low. It really is. I don't care about this 35 active hour. Active hour doesn't even matter. But support and deactivations and safety, you will have all the drivers you want. You don't need inflation to hurt people's pockets for them to drive for you. So
that's right.
I thank you so much. I really
You're
do.
So welcome, Sergio. Thank you so much for all your advocacy work, as well as also for driving. I really appreciate it. And don't drive for those other guys. It's a waste of time.
I'm going to drive this weekend.
We'll take care of you. Okay.
All right.
Sergio, Chris, a real pleasure. I'm already looking forward to next time, and you take care.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day. All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.